This worksheet is called Splitting Data. We have a customer database. We shall organize this slightly differently, but there are two problems. We can't sort this list by state. The information for city, state, and zip code is all within the same column. It's not possible to sort this information, so we get the list sorted by state. If we sort by column D, it will put the cities in alphabetical order. The names in column A are in first name, last name order, so if we sort this list, it will sort it alphabetically by first name. And we would want to sort this by last name. One way of sorting out this issue is brand new to Excel 2013 called Flash Fill, and another is a feature called Text to Columns. We'd like to split the data in column D into 3 separate columns. If you have worked with database software, you'd know that each column or field should contain a minimal amount of information. Keep the information in separate columns as it's easier to pull that information together. But here we want to split the data. We'll select column D and then on the Data tab in the ribbon, point to the feature Text to Columns. So this refers to the idea that you may want to split names into separate columns. In this case, it's city, state, zip. So the Convert Text to Column wizard appears, and step 1 is just to indicate that as we look at this data, we see the state code because we see a comma. Cities are joined by a comma. Some have 2 names like San Antonio. Splits are not a fixed number of characters, so choose delimited. Next. Step 2 of the wizard, what is a delimiting character? So we want the comma box checked. Here's what we see in the preview below. It's going to split the city names into a separate column from the state and zip code, and we'll click Finish, and now we have our cities in column D and our state and zip in column E. We'll do the same kind of thing in column E, next to columns, delimited, next, and this time what separates the data isn't a comma but a space. It'll split this into 3 columns and we'll have an empty column, and we'll just remove column E. Click Delete and make the zip code column more narrow. We have our data in separate columns, and now we will be able to sort the data by state or zip code, and within state by city. We need to do the same kind of thing in column A. We need to have empty columns to the right. So let's drag across columns B and C, then right-click and insert to provide some entry points. We can use text to columns as before, but the new Flash Fill feature does the job pretty quickly. I'll type the name Aaron and then the first name of the next person. As I start to type this, as soon as I type L, it's proposing the names below will also be the first names. So I'll press Enter, and we've isolated the first names into separate columns all the way down the list. Now we'll type the last name. The first, then the second person is called Bell. When I type the letter B, it senses what I need, and I press Enter. Next, we relabel it and call it first name and last name. We no longer need column A. Right-click and delete column A, then adjust the column widths. If you want to sort this coherently, you can click in column A first to do an AZ sort, then click in column B and click on AZ button. Then we have a list in alphabetical order by last name. You can also sort by state. Splitting data into different columns seems to be something that a lot of people need at different times. So then the text to column feature and the Flash Fill feature do the job quickly and efficiently.